What's going on, Little Dap? It's PJ Steiner, former college goalie, youth coach, and coach with OSA Soccer Camps and Online Soccer Academy. Today I'm sharing my Believe in It story of how I played college soccer as a walk-on. I hope it can be a source of inspiration for you. Growing up in Millville, Pennsylvania, I really enjoyed the game of soccer as well as basketball. I was always running around playing each sport while juggling my academics and other activities, like mission trips and volunteer events at my local church. At 12 years old, I played for a small club team called the Benton Thunder. This is when I started specializing as a goalkeeper. The two coaches that I played for during that time were excellent. Even though I loved the goalkeeper position, they made me play on the field, so I always had knowledge from a field player's perspective as well as the foot skills. Going into my freshman year in high school, I wanted to play goalkeeper. Problem was, there was already a goalkeeper on the team. This keeper was a senior and had been a starter for 3 years. I believed in myself, but I decided if I wanted playing time as a freshman, I needed to work as hard as I can on the field to earn playing time. I did not start as a freshman, but played the majority of the season as a striker. My sophomore year, I earned a starting position as an outside midfielder. My junior year, I started as a center back. I love goalie, but I'm a team player, so I was willing to play anywhere. My dedication earned me first team all-district honors my junior year. Sadly, my junior year, my fellow center back passed away in a car accident. It was an awful time, but our season had to continue. With this unfortunate situation, our coach had to make adjustments to our lineup. It had been a long time, but I found myself right back in goal. Weighing in at 125 pounds soaking wet, I wasn't exactly Joe Hart in net, but I was determined to play well and work day and night on my agility, explosiveness, and strength. The second half of my junior season, I led our league in save percentage. Going into my senior year, I knew I wanted to play college soccer. So that summer, I went to a camp instructed by a goalkeeper coach. Let's call this coach the Grinch. I was really hoping to possibly get recruited by the Grinch as a goalkeeper, so I worked my butt off during that week. I remember making saves left and right. Despite all those saves, I could tell the Grinch was never impressed. After camp, my high school coach asked me if I wanted to play in the field instead of goalkeeper because the Grinch said I probably wouldn't be able to make it as a college goalkeeper. I remember being so appalled by this comment, but I believed that I could become a college goalkeeper. I told my high school coach that I wanted to stay in the keeper position. My senior year, I played so well I led our league in save percentages and shutouts. In fact, I was playing so well, I was on track to beat a school record set back in 1980. I can still remember my last regular season game like it was yesterday. I was set to break the school record, and the game was against our rivals, the Benton Tigers. As the game progressed, I was confident I could break the record. Then, just like that, the record was gone when my own brother scored an own goal at me. Can you believe that? My own brother scored an own goal at me. He played defense and helped me out tremendously in the back all year, but this one play was the opposite of helpful. His own goal tied me for the school record. He was so upset at the time I didn't joke around with him, but thankfully, now enough time has passed that we can really joke about it. Despite the personal success that I was having on the field, I honestly had no clue how to get recruited for college soccer. I now know that when you are from a small area, you have to go to the coach. There's a lot of competition, so you could be doing all the right things like good grades, being a captain, leading the league in stats, but if you don't keep moving up the ladder, no one will notice you. If I would have known just a little bit more about the recruiting process, I would have picked a sport back in my freshman year and gone to the big club teams to get recruited. Recognizing I didn't have many options to get recruited in the spring of my senior year, I committed to Misericordia University. Even if I couldn't play soccer there, I was going to Misericordia. I decided I would give it my all and play at Misericordia, so I attended a college ID camp. I was so nervous when I got to the camp. After getting some touches and watching a player hit a ball so far up in the air that it went over this humongous fence that was built for any really blocked shots, my nervousness went away. I'm thinking, I'm not worse than that guy. And that guy turned out to be my roommate for 4 years and now is one of my best friends. After the ID camp, I had an individual meeting with the coach. He told me that I was awesome both in goal and on the field, and I was a perfect fit for Misericordia University. The only problem was he no longer had any spots open for preseason. This meant I would have to be a walk-on. Also, there were 4 other goalkeepers going in the preseason. Not the greatest news, but I believed that with hard work I could earn the starting position. That spring and summer, I worked extremely hard. By the end of the summer, I gained 20 pounds of muscle, as well as increased my agility, explosiveness, and strength. I changed so much that my college coach barely recognized me. My first college season went well, and I earned time on the reserve team. Not being a starter didn't get me down. It just fueled my fire to improve. During and after the season, I worked very hard to improve my weaknesses. I can tell you that I finally realized the difference between soccer players who specialize and those who do not. Making up for lost time wasn't easy, but with the help of our strength and conditioning coach at Misericordia University, I was prepared for our spring off-season. Our spring off-season is when we practice and scrimmage local universities. Our coach stressed to us about whoever comes out strong in this spring season will be able to move up in the depth charts. My hard work paid off and I played great and received a spot for preseason. I didn't know this at the time, but I was the only freshman to make it out of the reserve team. I continued to work during preseason, but I was still fourth in the depth chart, behind 2 seniors and the starting goalkeeper. He was also a sophomore. I received 0 minutes that year, but continued to work after practice in the weight room, doing explosive power movements. I was much shorter than the other goalkeeper, so I had to make up of this lack of height with jumping power and goalkeeper technique. People thought I was crazy, but I had to prove the Grinch wrong. We played the Grinch's team every year and could not wait to get my shot at his recruited team. To get me motivated every morning, I put a sticky note right on my mirror saying, "You will never be a college goalkeeper." I worked hard during that off-season again and became best friends with a striker on our team who was also a bench player. In the wise words of Tim Howard, a good striker will always find a goalkeeper to shoot on, and a good goalkeeper will always find a good striker to get shots from. We followed these wise words from Tim and worked hard every day and night. At this point, I could tell that I was starting to become equal to, or just a little bit below, the starting goalkeeper, who did not nearly put in as much work as I did. This goalkeeper broke school records his freshman and sophomore year, so I had to put in as much work as I could to beat him out. I rocked my junior year of preseason and took the coaching staff by surprise. In fact, my goalkeeper coach later told me that they even had a discussion of who would be the starting goalkeeper after preseason. The fact that I was considered for the position still wasn't enough. I had to be the starter. By this time, I had put so much work into my soccer that my grades were not where I wanted them to be. Being a biology major didn't help things either. I remember being in our school's lab at midnight doing experiments to make up for the stuff I missed during the season. During the actual season of my junior year, I barely slept and was constantly stressed trying to do school and soccer, and being close to that starting position, I could almost taste it. The summer of my junior year, I decided to try out for a developmental professional league to supplement my training. After making the team, I worked out 2 times a day, not including practice, while juggling a research project involving breast cancer treatment because it was my last shot at starting. My senior year, it was my last opportunity to start at Misericordia University. Did I take it? Yeah. I took it and it was so good. I played every game like it was my last one and enjoyed every moment. Playing so hard resulted in many injuries. First injury was my knee. It was so swollen that I hobbled every time going up for a goal kick. Then the last game I started, I came out to win a breakaway attempt and my head hit the striker's knee and instantly blacked out. I don't remember because I blacked out, but I also suffered an AC sprain in my shoulder. My coach comes over to me and all I can remember is puking. Yeah, puking. As my coach is analyzing the scene of me coming to, injured with a moat of puke around me, he says, "You look beat up." Unfortunately, despite earning my starting position after being 5th on the depth chart, my coach and I knew my season was over. It was sad, but it was all worth it. I earned my starting position and I proved to myself I was good enough to be a starting college goalkeeper. Oh, and for the Grinch, yeah, the coach that said I'd never be a college goalkeeper, the goalkeeper that he recruited was scored on by our team 3 times with only 1 save, while I recorded something like 5 saves and received the win. I may not have become an All-American or broke any school records, but I was the first Misericordia soccer player to make it from the reserve team to the starting role. That's a record I'm proud of. Hope you enjoyed my Believe It In story. My name is PJ Steiner, and remember, if you believe in it and back that up with hard work, anything in life is possible. Believe in it!